Hey, it's Brian Larson, founder and creator of Kingsman Academy and Kingsman Strong. So you should post a nude photo of yourself on Facebook. Alright, before you freak out, I just want you to hold on to that thought and I'll come back around and make sense of this for you. So I'm making this video for a couple reasons. One is essentially a message to people that see other people post their before and after pictures if they're going for like a personal aesthetic body transformation or health transformation, and a lot of people will post their before and after pictures. And we all know that there's a select few that turn up their lip to it and like, oh, look at that person, all self-centered, and I can't believe they do that, put the picture out there. And my message is to that person is, because when I was not as fit as I am now, when I was unhappy with where my body was, when I didn't have the confidence, when I was, very insecure about that, is I would feel those emotions coming up towards people. I would post something like that. And really all that's going on is simply our egos are getting smashed. It's picking at our own insecurities, and it's simply a stark reminder of our own unhappiness with our body, our health, how we're feeling, insecurities, low self-esteem, any of those combinations. And so instead of really self-reflecting and seeing what the issue is with ourselves and maybe fixing that, we simply just easily project it onto, look at that condescending, arrogant, macho, or snuck-up girl. Look at that slut, she's posting her pictures half nude. I'm on the other spectrum of this and say high freaking five for you posting your before and after pictures. Post them as frequent as you possibly can. And there's two very specific reasons for doing so. One is it's a positive reinforcement. It's a form of positive reinforcement. When you post your before, your after, or simply even an accountability pic, is if you get even 1 like, or 10 likes, 30 likes, I don't know, nobody likes to talk about likes, but here's the fact, is when you get a like, it's simply a drop of dopamine into your brain, and that's one of the strongest chemicals to reinforce a behavior. Now, what that does, scientifically even, is a form of classical conditioning, positive reinforcement. So all of those habits, those behaviors, those decisions, those sacrifices, saying no to this, busting your ass at the gym, you post that after picture and people are commenting, you get those likes, is it reinforces all of those behaviors, decisions, sacrifices that you made during that week or month or 6 months or wherever long it was, to positively reinforce that going forward, to strengthen that habit and that behavior. And the fact is we need that. If we want to change behavior, if we want to form habits, is we need those things of like positive reinforcement. Versus if you made all these sacrifices, you made all these awesome decisions, you went to the gym 5 hours every single week, you said no to all these donuts, all these pizzas and everything, and because you see yourself every day, you kind of look in the mirror and like, I don't know, see anything different. Nobody says, man, you look amazing. Girl, you look hot. Dude, you're jacked, man. What have you been doing? You're not getting all your likes on there. So none of those, all that sacrifice, that pain, that agony, those awesome decisions you made were reinforced. So the probability and likelihood for you to continue on that journey, making those same decisions, creating those same habits, those same sacrifices, is greatly reduced had you intentionally done things that would reinforce those behaviors, such as post your before and after pictures, or a weekly progress pic. One of the greatest things that, and when I was training clients, I would strongly encourage them and tell them that just once a week, is take a picture of yourself in the nude or in your shorts or whatever, just once a week, so you can see that visual proof. Because again, when you're with yourself 24/7, it's hard to see those changes. But if you have a side-by-side picture and you put those together 3 weeks online, you see that difference, that reinforcement is so strong that it's critical. It's critical to do. So that's tip number one, because of the reinforcement. The drip of dopamine, reinforce with positive reinforcement. Use the studies with classical conditioning, such a strong psychological human behavior tactic, strategy, whatever you want to call that. Number two is the accountability. And I'm going to spin a little bit with this in another direction, with the accountability of making your goals, your ambitions public. And what is more public than Facebook now these days? And this is, I feel so often, we are so easy on ourselves. Whether we even are conscious of that, but I'm here to share, to wake some people up to this, is how often we do this, and I've done it multiple times, is we have this goal, we have this dream, we have this ambition, whether it's to lose 10 pounds, lose 50 pounds, stack on muscle, get a six-pack, earn $200,000, earn $40,000 extra dollars, start a business, write a book, but we keep it in a nice little secret for ourselves. It's our precious little secret. And all that we are doing when we do that is giving ourselves the easiest out in the world. Because if nobody knows what you declared, whether you so committed in your head, it's like, dude, I am doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, doing this. There's always a little part of you that when you get faced with a little bit of resistance, it gets a little bit challenging, it's not convenient to go to the gym or spend the extra hour on the business, on the website, that if it's just your secret, it's a lot easier to retreat, say no, not follow through, or even when we fail, we can use the excuse of, I really didn't want it that bad anyway. I really didn't try. I didn't put much effort into it. I could have done it if I really tried a little bit harder. It's all these intricacies that we do. They play these little games on ourselves to protect our nice shield of ego, to protect ourselves so we don't feel bad about ourselves, to protect ourselves so we don't feel any sort of pressure, any sort of healthy stress. And I say, one of the strongest things you can do to influence positive behavior, again, using it constructively for you, is to make a public declaration. Declaring what your goal actually is, what your dream is, what are you going to do. Making that known, because what that does is that immediately, what I say is, it makes it freaking real. Once we make that declaration, this is what we're doing, it makes it real, we no longer have this easy retreat out. And what we're doing is we're putting positive pressure on ourselves. Positive pressure to think that if you don't make this declaration, whether, again, say you want to lose 30 pounds, or you declare that you're not going to eat donuts, not a single donut for 30 days. And all of your office people know this, so you made a public declaration. They bring in these donuts. Do you think you have a higher probability of eating that donut had you make that declaration or not? If it was just your secret, even though you're like, I'm done. I'm so done eating that shit they bring into work, in the office, in the break room every single day. I'm done. I'm not going to do it. But you only tell yourself it's your little secret. The coworkers bring in the donuts. Man, that looks good. Ow. One day is not going to make that big a difference. Just one day. I do deserve it. I went to the gym like 5 days this week. God, why are you so hard on yourself? You just gotta live, man. It's just a donut. Why are you stressing so much? Stop beating yourself up. Okay. Well, let's have one. I'll start awesome tomorrow. Now I'll now have a donut. You're much higher probability to give in to those situations. And that, applies to everything, whether you want to talk about, an income, business, relationships, overall health, working out, exercising, anything. Is if it's just your secret, it gives you that easy out. You don't have to feel the pain, but when you make that declaration, is one of the, I was just reading a book with Influence and Persuasion, and that is one of the most effective things you can do, for this reason being that we as humans, we strive so hard to remain consistent, to act consistent, to behave consistent with what we believe and what we declare, what we make public. So if you say that you are going to earn $1,000 within 6 months, or hey, my name is blank blank, I'm starting a business in 3 months. You make that declaration, is your actions and behaviors just intrinsically are going to be in alignment to what that declaration is. Again, even if you just wrote the goal down to yourself. So I always say is, some people are like, yeah, no shit, I know that. My thing is when we know these psychological strategies, tactics, influence, when you understand influence and persuasion, not just how you can do it upon other people, it's okay, how can I term it intentional influence. How can I intentionally influence myself to increase my life, to better my life, to make me a better man, to make me a better woman, to make me have a better body, to have more health, to have more energy, to follow through, to be more productive, to have more freedom, to have more money. How can we use these strategies, knowing human behavior, how can we implement these onto ourselves to level up our lives? And those are two profound ways of doing it. I just use the health as an aspect because it's so easy, a lot of people can relate to it, is if you're on a transformation, you post those pictures. And going back to the nude photo, imagine this. Imagine if we all were required to post ourselves in the buff every Sunday night on Facebook for everybody to see. And everybody knew that this was the night that we're all posting nude. So all your close friends, all your people that are waiting that night to go see if you've had any improvement. How are you looking? Sally, Jim, Bob, Brian. Do you think that we would be a little bit more health conscious? Do you think we would probably exercise a little bit more? Say no to the donuts a little bit more? Say no to a few less fries? Maybe have 2 less pieces of pizza? Maybe have 2 less dark beers? Maybe do a lighter one? Maybe not have the whole large popcorn at the movie theater? Maybe we'll get a small? Do you think we just would make a little bit better decisions having that type of an accountability aspect to it? It's simply a means of holding ourselves accountable. And I use an extreme example like that just to, reiterate and hit it home. But using things like that to our advantage, I think, is so powerful. So my question to you is, if you're going for that personal transformation, start posting your pictures. Use it as pride. Use it so you improve your behaviors, your decisions, your actions, and then put it out there so you get the freaking reinforcement. Give yourself that dopamine. Drop that shit in there. Because there's so many other ways that we look for the dopamine drop, and a lot of people turn to food for that because that dopamine drop, boom. What do you think you just did? You just reinforced that shitty ass behavior that you just suffocated down that donut or Krispy Kreme, whatever it is, and you reinforce that. Use that same principle, but in a positive way, with a picture. Screw the freaking people that are gawking, turning up their lip at you, saying that you're whatever because of it. All you're doing, you're actually, you're inspiring them. Whether they know it or not, getting hurt, getting pain in there, their ego churning up a little bit, you're inspiring them. So rock on, man. Show your chest, show your body, get that reinforcement, make your public declaration, make your dreams known, declare it, own them. Uphold your word with integrity, live in alignment with your actions, behaviors, and intentionally do that by making that declaration. I'm curious to see what is your declaration, because it has worked for me every time. When I walked away from my training business this last year, again, I kind of had it in my head for a while, and I knew that to make it real, I had to make the declaration and let the public know. I remember writing out the post, and so it's just like, oh my God, when I hit post, there ain't no turning back. This means I am done. This means I'm moving on. It makes it so real, and it can be so fearful because you feel like you've made that decision. But I'm telling you, when I hit that post, it's just like, poof. It's like so much weight was lifted off because it was clear then. It was clear to me exactly. I said this is what I'm doing. I made the decision, I made the commitment, this is what I'm doing. Make your health declaration, make your business declaration, make your job declaration, make your income declaration, make your lifestyle declaration, make your relationship declaration. It makes the decision for you, it makes you clear, it gives you the clarity, gives you your path. It'll reinforce those behaviors, actions, decisions. I'd be very interested to see what your declarations are down there. Make those, start there, get that out there, make that public, put the healthy pressure on yourself, hold yourself accountable, get your dopamine, reinforce yourself, and go out there and freaking dominate and own it.